Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 10 best roller coasters I've ever built inside of theme park Tycoon 2. Now we're going to start from number 10 being the worst to number 1 being my most bestest ever coaster. I don't think that's a word, but I'm going to roll with it. And you can see we're actually loading up a park and it's taking forever because we're going to start off at the number 10 spot. And it's a roller coaster in the Notme's World of Adventure Park. Now you might be thinking, what? This is the only park you've finished. This has some alright coasters in it, but one of the coasters in this park is probably my worst coaster I've ever built. But before I show you guys what it is, I want to first of all tell you guys that this video is inspired by one of Matt Matrix's videos where he shows you his 5 best coasters inside the theme park Tycoon 2. I'm going to take it one step further and show you my top 10 best coasters I've ever built. But seriously, check out Matt Matrix's channel. He has some really cool videos on there. But anyway, the number 10 spot goes to the Mine Train coaster right here. It is, it sucks. To actually access this coaster, I need to go all the way over here to this wooden bridge, which enters inside the mountain. And the station is all the way over there. You can see it just arrived. And it's not terrible. I built this park back in like 2021. I wasn't a great builder. This is not a bad station by any means. But the ride, yeah, it sucks. I wasn't a great coaster builder, and I'm still not a great coaster builder. The actual layout itself is not terrible, but I think the worst part of this coaster is how dark it is. You can't see anything. Now, if I actually finish this, it'll probably get a higher spot on the list, but I didn't because of how many rocks I had to place. I swear, I probably placed more rocks than Ben. It's, terrible. Pretty terrible. But you learn from these things, so let's head on to the number 9 spot. Now, this is a park that I made in 2016 when I first joined the game. And it's higher on a list than something that I built over a few years ago. And it's, of course, the France theme park. Or that's what I like to call it, at least. There's French flags everywhere. I was really into France at this point in my life. And the coaster that we're talking about is the Volcano Coaster. This is a Wild Mouse coaster, which I built, I don't know how old I was. 9? I would be like 9 years old when I built this, I believe. And the idea was that it would be going through a volcano, which this clearly isn't. I don't know what I was thinking. This is not a volcano, but you can at least see something. And I do quite like it. It's quite nice. Very basic. Remember, this was 2016. So it's making the number 9 spot. Now moving to the number 8 spot is a park that I can't actually load because I deleted the entire ride. Guys, don't delete your rides. But this is another coaster that I built as a winter project in 2021. And yeah, it's not really bad, but it's also not good. It's sort of in the middle. It's an alright coaster. That on screen now be like some footage if I have any of it. And of course, well, the POV. And that brings us back to the Notme's World of Adventures part for the number 7 spot. And it's of course the Carnival Crusader. Now this, for its time, was actually not a bad coaster. For me, it was not a bad coaster, but it is a bad coaster. Now I think the only thing really wrong with it is the space restrictions I was dealing with. Maybe if I built the Carnival a bit more to the left, it would have turned out better, because this just feels so squished, especially in this point right here, simply because of the border right there. And then once again right here, I built this back in 2021, so we had much smaller plot sizes, so I had to squish this in right there. The worst part is probably this loop-de-loop. It's so squished that if this was in real life, you'd die. You would probably actually die. But apart from that, I really like the theming, I really like the building. But yeah, let's check out the POV. Now for the number 6 spot, we're actually staying in Notme's World of Adventures, and you can probably guess what ride is going to be next. Yep, it's Radical Rapids. Now by today's standards, it's not a good ride, and back then, it also wasn't a good ride. But for me, it was a pretty good ride. A lot of thought went into this ride. I wanted to actually try and make it like a story, and you would climb into the surface, and then you got there, then you would try going down a waterfall, then it Kraken eats you, and yeah, the story kind of sucks, and it probably is the best ride in this part. So let's get the full experience of it. There's a POV.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as you're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm having a chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. We're not giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. I can hear my every heartbeat. I can feel the blood rush through my veins. You know. Somewhere in the distance, the sun's coming up. Everything is blurry, the trees flashing by my side. We're far ahead. The horizon never seems so close. The sky is red. We're not out of the woods yet, you know. Don't stop. In your eyes,
And it's time to load up roller coaster number 5. And it's, of course, in the multi-park right here. Now, this is a park that I built all the way back in 2022, I think. And I think from this point onwards, I started really hitting my stride with building and roller coaster making. I'm not saying that my roller coasters are anything amazing, but they were a lot better than those previous coasters than you just saw. This was a park built by me, Cassidy, and Lennox. We were actually in the process of rebuilding the entire park, but the number 5 spot has to go to the Choo Choo Charles area. This is the ride that actually got rebuilt. And when I say rebuilt, I mean all the theming got changed up. Whereas the backrooms ride over there, yeah, that's the backrooms ride, has not been rebuilt. That's how it originally looked. But there are definitely some parts of this coaster which I think are a bit weird, like this section down here. I don't know. I'm not a great coaster builder, guys. And then like this part down here, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But the theming, look at how everything looks. I love it. If you don't know, Choo Choo Charles is a game on Steam. It's a horror game. I was streaming it like a bunch at the time. I absolutely loved it, and I wanted to build it inside of theme park time too. Look at this. So let's get a POV of this, shall we? Oh yeah, definitely. That was a very harsh coaster right there. But now for the number 4 spot is of course the Backrooms coaster in the multi-park. I mean, just by looking at it, I love how this looks. Now this ride was supposed to be like, it looks like a real coaster on the surface, but when you ride it, it sends you into the Backrooms. But you wouldn't know that just from looking at it. And it was more aimed towards as an experience. At the time, I never built anything quite like this. So without any further ado, let's go check out the Backrooms ride.
Me feeling like a firebolt high in the sky.
Yeah, this ending here was a bit weird, but I really do love this coaster. It's really cool. But I have to sadly unload the park to bring us onto our third best coaster, which of course is my Backrooms Mega Project. If you can't tell, I really do love the Backrooms. This is the third best coaster I've ever built, and it's not even finished. Now, I really do want to finish this ride, but the idea for it was an experience like no other coaster. You start from within the lab that is experimenting on the Backrooms. This was heavily inspired by Kane Pixels' Backroom series. The whole async experimenting on the Backrooms to make it as like storage. And the lore for this was you're of course working for the sciencey people, and the crew inside of the Backrooms got lost. So you gotta track them down and find them. They were carrying red tape with them, and you gotta follow it. I can actually show you best if we go here. Here's the red tape, and it just cuts off right here. What could it be? I actually built an entity. This is a way better Backrooms ride than the one you just saw. And the coaster's not all that bad because Timon actually helps with a bit of it. So as far as the coaster goes, this is probably my best layout I've ever done. But you gotta keep in mind that this isn't supposed to be a realistic ride. This is oriented around the experience. Alright, let's get in, and I'm actually gonna show you the POV of this. This is absolutely amazing. I really want to revisit it. Very big project, I love it so much. Definitely deserves a third spot place, but it would probably have gotten the #1 spot if it was actually finished. But now it's time for the #2 spot. And it, of course, is in my dream park. It's just loading at the moment. And it is the Winter and Diesel Punk area build. I really love how this turned out. The only problem that I do have with this is that the ending, I've spent so long on trying to fix the ending. The ending is, yeah, it is very strong. It's a swinging coaster, and strong on a swinging coaster. You can probably see what I mean. And the ending is very aggressive. I'm like, it's been a big struggle to try and fix it. I still need to fix it. And the reason why it's at #2 spot is because it's unfinished. So let's wait for it to load and get the POV. Yeah, really cool coaster. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Never really built a swing coaster before, so it was definitely something new, but I definitely think I'm getting better at building coasters, which is really cool. But that leaves the number one spot to be the Wasteland Coaster. I built this over the course of a few months. This is an insane coaster. It used to be a water coaster, but then I actually changed that to a wooden one, as I thought a wooden coaster fit in a lot better in the Western theme that we were going for. Now, I do love the coaster layout. I think it uses the space that it is in really efficiently, and I think it is like the best coaster I've actually built. So with that said, let's hop into a POV. And with that coaster done, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you thought of this video. Comment down below how you would actually rank these coasters. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, see ya!